friends, it's Kay. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hello. My name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and soprano here in the Boston area, and I'm here to inspire you to live a more organized life. So today we're going to talk about all of the home things that I bought during lockdown. I was looking at my Amazon orders for 2020 and I saw I did 97 Amazon orders. To be fair, it was like mostly like groceries and things that we were just reordering, like doggy poop bags and, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, there were a lot of purchases. Actually, a lot of it was like tech stuff for my gaming setup, for my live streaming setup. So it wasn't all like just frivolous stuff. But we're just gonna do some quickie reviews on things that I got during lockdown, mostly from Amazon, and how I liked them and what's going on. A lot of things that people have always asked for reviews. So I'm gonna let you know right now whether it's K approved or it's not. Okay, here we go. First, let's talk about the Dyson V8 Animal vacuum, upright vacuum. Well, it's not an upright vacuum. What's going on? This was a newer vacuum because I had a Dyson something before that. I will put the name of it right here so you can use. But I had an old Dyson and it was starting. It was not working anymore. I had like fixed it a bunch of times. It was like literally falling apart, and I was like, you know what, it's time for a new Dyson. It had done its due. I think I'd had it for like 8 years. And I got my like $400 worth or whatever from the Dyson. So I got a new one for my birthday last year. You know, I got a vacuum last year and this year for my birthday. That's weird. Anyway, long story short, I love this Dyson vacuum. I love it a lot. I don't vacuum the entire house with it because of the next product, but I do vacuum the shag rug with it. I vacuum in the bathroom. I vacuum, you know, and just if I have to do like little jobs, I'll grab it, and it's so fantastic. Also, I use it on my sofa. It's great. It has awesome battery life. I think it has fantastic battery life. My old vacuum only vacuumed on high for like 7 minutes, which is unacceptable. This one, it goes for much longer, and it is easy to clean. It's great. Dyson vacuums to me are always worth the money you pay for them. So you know, you pay like $400 or whatever for like 7 or 8 years worth of amazing vacuuming. So, and it's small, which is really fantastic. I had it on the wall before. We're sort of in between places, so I didn't mount it on the wall, but when I moved to my next place, definitely gonna mount it on the wall. It's fantastic. Love it. We love her. Let's talk about the Roomba S9, S7. I don't even know which Roomba this is. I will again put it on the screen. I have upgraded from the Roomba 890 that I had before, the little round guy, and this is my new Roomba, which is like a moon shape. Like it's got one flat side and a round side. It's very strange looking. However, I find that that's a good shape. We also got the clean base, which means that the vacuum empties itself when it gets back to its base, which is chef's kiss. My least favorite part of dealing with the Roomba was actually emptying the bin because it was like full all the time, and it gave me that message, empty the bin, and I would go and it's gross. You open it, it's disgusting. Like I just didn't love it. So having the Roomba empty itself is fantastic. And this Roomba is actually hooked up to Wi-Fi, and you're able to, the mop and the Roomba are able to sort of communicate. They don't really communicate, but when one finishes a job, the other can start. Like I'll have the Roomba vacuum first, and then after it's done, the Roomba will come out and mop, which is very, very nice. I like that feature. The Roomba does a really good job. I have found that it does not do a good job at all on shag carpets. It gets stuck. It's all a disaster. So if you have a shag carpet, do not recommend. I usually have it just avoid the shag carpet altogether, which is basically the entirety of the living room. So the living room, I'll go ahead and just quickly vacuum up with my Dyson V8. So Give the Dyson another job. But honestly, it's been really fantastic. I love that you can tell it to vacuum in certain places. Like sometimes if it's been a really messy kitchen day, I'm like, I'll just tell it, just go ahead and vacuum the kitchen and then go do your, go empty yourself. Go empty yourself. The best thing about it is if it's running out of battery, it just simply goes back to its charger, charges up for, however long it takes to charge enough to finish the job, and then comes back out and finishes the job. It's really cool. And it's beautiful with this like rose gold or copper metal accents or whatever. It is not cheap. I think this costs over $1,000. If you're willing to invest in it, I think it's a good investment, especially if you have a dog and you have dog hair everywhere. A great investment, or if you have like dust everywhere, it's great because it gets underneath the furniture and stuff. But I would say equally, you can go with one of the lower end models and it's totally fine. Or you can get like another vacuum that's not a Roomba and it's totally fine. I think Shark makes one now. I haven't tried it, but I heard it's good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Roomba S9. I think it's the S9. All right, I get comments all the time about my grow lights and my plant shelf. Now the plant shelf is from IKEA. I am not going to attempt to say the name of it. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna put it on the screen for you to read. That is the name of the shelf. It is not expensive. They're like 50 bucks for the little one. And of course you have to put it together, but they're nice. They're like metal and glass and they're great for plants. And I also purchased these grow lights from the good old Amazon, and they've been fantastic. By the way, everything that I will talk about, link down below. It's an affiliate link, so it supports the channel. So just letting you know, just being out there with the disclosures. But I've given my plants supplemental light because they are not directly in front of the window, or they're like a little farther away from the window. They like it better. The plants love it. These lights are fantastic. They're permanently stuck to the glass. So if I end up getting rid of the unit, they're going to be stuck to the glass, but that's something I'll cross if I come to it. But otherwise, it's been a really fantastic plant shelf. It's good. Next, let's talk about the Joseph salad spinner prep thingy. So after having moved to a smaller kitchen, I discovered that I had too many kitchen gadgets and I wanted to save on space. So I decided to get rid of my, well, I didn't get rid of it. Actually, we still have it. So that didn't really work out, I guess. Anyway, I actually did get rid of my steamer and get like a smaller one because I had this big steamer and I got like one of those steamers that you can put in a pot. So I did save on space that way. However, I got this Joseph. It's a salad spinner and a grater and a slicer, and I love it. First of all, we use it all the time because we cook a lot. I love to cook a lot. We cook with fresh herbs and greens and stuff all the time. So we're doing a lot of that produce washing and it gets really exhausting. Let me know down in the comment below if you hate washing produce. I actually hate washing produce regardless of how much we cook. It's just like one of those things that grinds my gears. Like I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to do this one before I cook. But like once it's over, I'm like, yeah, we're cooking. But like washing produce and like the whole thing, it's horrible. Moving on. The salad spinner is fantastic. First of all, it's so cute. It's really attractive, which is great. And it's so easy to pop the tops on and off and to do the different things that you need to do. You can slice, you can grate, you can grate small. It's really cool and it saves on space. If you don't want to have a separate grater, I highly recommend. So if you have a mandolin, this is probably not going to take the place of your mandolin, but it's good in a pinch if you need some slices. And it comes with like actually comes with a really functional hand guard. Like sometimes those hand guards that you get with the mandolin, like they're like not it, but this comes with like a really nice hand guard that like it grabs the vegetable and protects your hand. It's a good hand guard. Next, let's talk about Cora Ball. So I have talked about micro waste in the past. I will link a video up here talking about microfiber. It's a little bit of a rambly video, but it gives you the whole history of microfiber, what it is, why you should use it, what it is. Basically, it's a microplastic. And some of those fibers from microfiber get into your water supply when you wash the microfiber cloths. So there is a way to capture those microfibers and stop them from getting into the oceans and the lakes. And you know, they get eaten by fish and things like that. And then you eat them and it's a whole thing. So, and my favorite way to capture these fabrics is something called Guppy Friend. And I somehow in the move from our first apartment to our last apartment, which we just moved out of, the guppy friend disappeared. I don't know what happened to the guppy friend. I have a feeling I left it in like our temporary place back before we moved into our last condo. So I haven't been able to find it. It's really weird for me to lose something because I usually am very good at keeping track of items. I'll probably just get another guppy friend, but I got an alternative to guppy friend to capture the fibers called Cora ball. And it's supposedly supposed to capture the fibers inside the ball, and I don't know if it works. I have seen a couple of fibers in the ball, but like not enough to really convince me that it's working. I will keep testing it to see whether or not I like it, but basically it's supposed to capture the fibers as it bangs around inside the washing machine with the microfiber, but I'm not sure if it does this or not. So I will definitely keep you updated on whether Cora ball is worth it or not. It was pretty expensive, so that's a worthy review update that I can do probably in a few months. So, but I will link Cora ball down below if you want to try it, but I recommend Guppy Friend over Cora ball if that is what's available to you. I do believe you can buy Guppy Friend at Patagonia, and I think that's it. Let's talk about the scrunge. I was recommended the scrunge by a video on YouTube because I hate washing dishes. Y'all know I hate washing dishes. I hate a lot of things. I hate washing produce. I hate washing dishes. But let's be real, I really don't like washing dishes. And I watched a whole video on like America's Test Kitchen on washing dishes, and they recommended that the scrunge was the best sponge that you could buy, best bang for your buck, and it was most effective. And I have to say, I agree with them. I love the scrunge. It does everything I need to do. Occasionally, if I need something a little tougher, I need to scour, I have another Scotch-Brite sponge, which I use, which works really well. However, the scrunge does everything I need to do, and it's wonderful, and I just replace it when it gets gross. There you go. Scrunge is great. Highly recommended. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I got food huggers last year. I love food huggers. They're so great. They are something that's awesome if you use a lot of produce. I love them especially with like lemons and limes and cucumber. Those are things we eat a lot of in the house. They are fantastic. You just pop them on the end of the food and you don't have to, get a whole separate container for your produce. The avocado ones though are trash. Do not buy those. They don't work. They suck. Just put your avocado in a container with some citrus. Do not buy the avocado ones. I do not recommend them, but I do recommend the other food huggers. I think they're fantastic and wonderful. Go get them. A lot of people ask about this throw from Amazon. I put this on this couch because I didn't enjoy having my couch be this color in this room. I wanted like a lighter kind of color palette, and I was looking at slip covers for this one, and one company makes them called ComfortWorks, and they want 700 doll hairs to make a custom slip cover for this. It wasn't custom either. They were like, you want one for the Elliot Joy sleeper? 700 doll hairs. I don't think so. So I just was like, I'll throw a cover on it and call it a day. And all y'all love this cover. I mean, I don't blame you. It's very soft. I got it from Amazon. I don't think it was expensive. So I'm gonna link it down below. It's been great. That's all I gotta say about it. This cover rocks. I got some tissue dispenser boxes, like some acrylic tissue box dispensers. They're completely unnecessary and totally extra. But let me tell you right now, I love them. Because I do what I do and I'm very particular about the way that the house looks, I love these tissue holders because they just look good, and my husband has fully been converted and just automatically will just take the tissues out of the box and put them in the holder without me telling him, and I love that for him. I actually don't use tissues. He is the sole tissue consumer in this house, but if I have to have the tissues there, it should at least look pretty, so I recommend them. They're expensive for what they are, but it was worth it to me. I don't know. I bought a meat chopper. This one's dumb because when you're sauteing meat, you can just chop it with like a spatula, but the meat chopper, it has like an X for its bottom, so it's like doing it twice as fast. So if you're in a hurry and you saute a lot of ground meat, then the meat chopper may be worth it to you. I found that it was one of those like superfluous tools, like the cherry pitter the thing that you don't need, but you kind of like. I don't know. I bought a meat chopper. It's good. Do with that what you will. And last, we'll talk about the Shark Steam and Scrub.
I absolutely said steam and scrub. Steam and scrub.
Full disclaimer, this was not something I purchased. This was sent to me by Shark. I worked with them earlier this year. They were lovely. And this is it's a steam scrubber, if you couldn't tell by the name. And it's very fun. This is not something I would have purchased on my own because I do a lot of manual mopping. You guys know I had the Melissa Maker mop. I call it the Melissa Maker mop, but it's not. It's the Maker's Clean mop, which is fantastic, a fantastic product. But the Shark Steam and Scrub is so fun to use because you just use water and it actually will sanitize floors. You have to use it for a little while for it to sanitize floors. Y'all saw me using it cleaning. I exclusively kind of just use it to clean the bathroom floors because of the whole sanitization thing. But I really like it. It's very fun. Again, I don't think totally necessary for everybody. Like just a regular mop probably gonna do the job. But I like my Shark Steam and Scrub. It's fun. Makes me feel like it's got lights. So, and it's very effective. It's got 3 different clean settings, which is great. It's good on hardwood, tile, stone floors, works a lot. So it's fantastic. It's well priced. Also, it's not super, super expensive for what it is. And it just uses water. So that's cool. Okay, this is the last thing I'm gonna talk about. I totally forgot about this one, is the Yamazaki ladle holder / lid holder. This thing is awesome. This is one of those things that looks kind of dumb when you're like shopping and you're like, what is that? But used in real life, genius. Y'all know I am a Yamazaki stan. If they ever reached out to me for any reason, I would be very excited. But Yamazaki makes the most beautiful organizing and home products ever. It's the minimalist design that is my aesthetic, and I really, really appreciate them. So this ladle holder is made of metal and it's beautiful and very functional. I love that it also holds the lid because you know when you're doing that cooking, you pull the lid off of something and you just don't know where to put it because it's hot. You don't want to put it on the counter. You can put it right on the ladle holder and it works perfectly. It's so good. I highly recommend this. Yamazaki has brilliantly designed products. That's all I have to say about that. All right, so those are the home things I got during lockdown. Now that we're all vaccinated, I guess it's not a lockdown, but you know, yeah. All right, let me know if you have any of these products and if you like them down in a comment below. All right, I hope you're having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay neat.